Namaste, welcome to Geeta's Kitchen. Today another in a series of 2-in-1 recipes. This is a very popular combo both in Maharashtra and Karnataka, though they are known by slightly different names. It's known as Chow Chow Bath in Karnataka, or Khara Bath and Kesri Bath, the combination, or Upma and Shira in Maharashtra. So let's see how to make this. So first we'll make the upma or khara bath and then the shira. So for that I've taken 1 cup of rava or semolina or suji, and I will just roast the whole thing. Dry roast it over a low flame till you get a good aroma. So this is one tip also which I would like to tell you. Whenever you buy this rava or suji from the store, dry roast it and then store it. Then you will know insects will come in it and it's easier to use also. See, the rava has dry roasted well. I'll just transfer it into this pan. Put this back on heat. Now here I am adding a tablespoon of oil to the pan. Add some mustard seeds to it. Next add in some chana dal. Here I have a few pieces of chopped ginger and green chilies. We'll add that also, and a few curry leaves too. Next, I have 1 onion chopped. You can use vegetables of your choice. I have a little bit of carrot and some beans, and also I have taken 1 tomato. If you have capsicum or green peas, you can use that also, depending on whatever is available at home. When the onion is lightly fried, all the other vegetables also one by one, the tomato, beans and carrot, and stir fry them all together. Add a little bit of turmeric powder to this. And also some salt. Just sprinkle a little bit of water to cook the vegetables. Cover it and cook till the vegetables are done. Meanwhile, out of the total 1 cup of rava, I have taken half cup for this upma, and remaining half cup will make shira. So for this half cup, I have taken 1.5 cups of water here and kept it to boil. After 2 or 3 minutes, remove the lid and check if the vegetables are done well and the tomatoes are also soft. Now I am going to add half a cup of this roasted semolina. The remaining half cup we are going to make shira, that is a sweet with it. Again, mix it well together. If you are just making the Maharashtrian style of upma, no need to add this, you can proceed as such. This is the Wangibath powder which we made. I have shown you Wangibath earlier on my channel. So I have a little bit of that powder left. We can add a teaspoon of it if you are making the Karnataka style. Then it is called as Khara Bath. But if you leave it like this just with the turmeric and salt, it will remain as a regular upma. So the choice is yours depending on what you have and what is available at home. If you don't have Wangibath powder, you can even use rasam powder. So today I will just add a teaspoon of this Wangibath powder. I have some with me. pour this hot water on top of this, stirring it continuously. This way it will not form any lumps. Mix it well together. Again cover it and allow it to cook on sim for another 2 or 3 minutes more. Let's open this and see. See, your khara bath or upma has cooked really well. Just for the final touch and to get a good aroma, I am adding a teaspoon of ghee to this. It really enhances the flavor when you add your ghee to this upma or khara bath. Now we can remove this and keep it aside. Sheera. Next we will make the sheera. Sheera, as I said, in Maharashtra or kesari bath in Karnataka. The recipe is the same. So here I am taking about 3 tablespoons of ghee. Add a few pieces of cashew nuts and some raisins. We'll fry them both in the ghee and keep it aside. Now when the raisins and cashews are well browned, just drain them out from the ghee and reserve them. Now the remaining half cup of the roasted rava I am adding to this ghee, and we'll just fry it in this ghee for a while till the rava is well roasted and you get a good aroma also. In the same way as we did for the upma, while this rava is roasting, I have kept here 1.5 cups of water to boil. See, the water is boiling now. The rava is also well roasted. Add the water to it carefully. Stirring it continuously. Again, there should be no lumps. See, just stir it for a couple of minutes. The rava will get cooked soon. Now I am going to add sugar to it. I have added equal quantity of sugar. So half cup rava, I have taken half cup of sugar and mix it well so that the sugar also gets dissolved. Here I had soaked some saffron in milk. Now I am going to add that. It will give a lovely kesari color to this. I don't want to use any food color. So this itself gives the natural color of saffron to this. Soak it in a tablespoon of warm milk before you start all the preparations. Then it will give out the color very well. See how well it is leaving the sides and coming. This is the correct stage. Just another teaspoon of ghee for the special effect. Yes, and your sheera is also ready. I have not added cardamom powder because I have already added saffron. So if you like, you can add cardamom powder also to this. So I'll just add the cashew and raisins to this sheera. And your lovely combo of upma and sheera is ready. You can just grease any katori which you have with some ghee, and you have a little bit of sheera. Similarly, we'll scoop out the upma also and serve. So we are all ready to have our upma, sheera or khara bath and kesari bath, whichever way you like it. It's a lovely breakfast combo, home style, and you can make it either for breakfast or even as an evening snack also. You can enjoy this very well. Have it as a combo or have it individually as you please. Some people like to have a spoon of this and a spoon of that too, whichever way you enjoy. And one more thing, this can be served along with some coconut chutney, or you can serve it as it is. So do definitely try out this recipe, share it with your family and friends. Please subscribe to Geeta's Kitchen and don't forget to tap the bell icon for notification about my latest updates. Thank you.